Now we're continuing with our graph analysis. Remember that you have your cast diagram, right? And you have your angle here, which is theta. And we have proven that this is actually 90 degrees minus theta, right? And then what's most important is that you label this triangle with respect to these theta. So you know that this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis, means that this side here is your y and this side here is your x. So this base here is parallel to this base, making it x also, and this one here is parallel to the y-axis, making this one y. So we've proven this, right, in the previous lecture. So now we are going to deal with 180 degrees minus theta. So here you will have your theta also. So now the most important thing is to identify 180 degrees minus theta. So this angle here is 180 degrees minus theta minus this angle here. So let me draw it nicely aside. So you will have something like this with this line here in your theta and the line going like this. So this here would be a 180 degrees minus theta. So now you want to identify your trig ratios that lie in this triangle here, which is this one. So let's draw the triangle so that we can understand what you're talking about. So you will have your 180 degrees minus theta here, and this will be your y going down, and this will be your x, right? So remember, this side is the negative x-axis, this is the negative y-axis, this is the positive, and this is the positive x-axis. So you must know that this is parallel to this line here, making it y, and then this one is your x-axis, right? So it's going to be negative x in this case. So meaning that from here all the way here it's going to be negative. So if I'm going to ask you to identify the angle of sine 180 degrees minus theta, remember that 180 degrees minus theta lie in the second quadrant here. In this second quadrant, this is the first, and this is the fourth, and this is the third. So sine of 180 degrees minus theta lie in the second quadrant, right? And remember this, looking at the sine of 180 degrees minus theta, this angle here is facing this y here, so meaning that it's going to be equals to y over, and then because you know that this is the hypotenuse is r, so it's going to be over r. So sine of 180 degrees minus theta is y over r. But remember, let's look at this triangle here, that the sine of theta is equals to y over r, right? From our first triangle here, this one. So it means that when you have sine of theta, you will get y over r. So in this case, we got y over r. So what does this tell us? That our answer is going to be sine of theta, because y over r is equals to sine of theta. Now let's look at cos of 180 degrees minus theta. So in this case, the cos, the adjacent side of this angle, it's x, and the hypotenuse is r. So it's x over r. But remember, your x is negative. Very important, your x is negative. because it's the negative side of the axis. So it means that we have minus x over r. And let's go back to this previous triangle here. When we have cos of theta, with respect to this triangle, you have adjacent, which is x over r. So the same thing here. We have x over r, but in this case, it's a negative x over r. So meaning that our final answer will be cos of theta, but with a negative this time. With a negative. So let me write it down nicely with a negative here. So this answer will be negative. So it's going to be negative cos of theta. So now let's do our tan of 180 degrees minus theta. So going back again, here we know that tan of theta is y over x. So in this case, our tan of 180 minus theta, we have opposite, which is y, positive y, because it's above the x-axis, and then over, what is adjacent? It's negative x. So if you see here, our previous answer is y over x. This time it's negative x, right? So it's y over negative x, meaning that you're going to have minus tan of theta, just like that. See? So now we are done with our 180 degrees minus theta. The next one will continue on 180 degrees plus theta.